Hello guys, you are listening to or watching What's the Tea? My name is Lydia.
And my name's Andy.
And we are two former support workers that get together over a cuppa to try and navigate the world of adulting life. However, we are in no way experts.
Now, we're doing things a little bit differently today in that we have an interview with one of our housing managers within YMCA Exeter. We talked to him about some of his experiences, what he's been getting up to, how he what led to him joining YMCA Exeter. I think he was very, He was very open. He was very honest about how he looks at some stuff in his own personal past and how that's impacted him now. If there's anything that he would change about it, he talks a lot about his faith and how that empowers him. And he also talks about he also talks a little bit about how he sees the world now and how he sees the challenges that both young people and support workers are facing.
It was a very interesting interview. We enjoyed ourselves thoroughly asking Jeremy all of our questions, and we hope that you enjoy it too.
So if there is a nervous energy about me right now, it's because I normally just have one housing manager with me. I now have two. Jeremy, thank you for coming down. Thank you for being here.
I've only been a housing manager though for like 2 seconds, so don't act like you're nervous around me, Andy. It's a lie.
So anyway,
does that mean that he's nervous because I'm here?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was just trying to diffuse.
So
it.
This is where the next 30 minutes or so is going to go, right?
That's picking on you.
Yeah.
No, I'll make sure I'll pick on both of you.
Yeah, Jeremy's fair.
You've got to keep it fair. Yeah. Please do. I mean, what? So we're about 20 seconds into the podcast. I've already lost control.
Yeah. Jeremy's taken over.
Yes.
And I have hardly said anything.
So we've got a series of questions here, a lot of which have been suggested by our lovely residents.
Oh, wow. You went to residence.
And ex-residents.
Yes.
And ex-resident.
Yeah, so our alumni.
So if you don't like these questions, it's not our fault.
But I can
Please don't
still
get
shoot the messenger.
Yeah, basically.
I can still do that.
Again, lost control.
No. Shall I kick off with the questions?
I think it's important you do.
Okay, so the first one is, can you describe yourself in 3 words?
In 3 words?
Yeah.
Bald, tall, French.
Okay,
very accurate.
We didn't specify. Yeah, okay. A lot of people would go like kind, caring. You went just for like, describe me physically.
He's tall. He's French.
He's French.
Those are factual.
Yeah,
it's just like,
factual, yeah. It's not where we thought you would go with it, but it's fine.
Judgment on myself is just judgment, you know what I mean? Just like, oh, I'm kind, and you would have plenty of remarks on social media just going to say, kind?
Kind. Jeremy, kind. He wasn't kind when this happened.
You are a kind person, though, I would just like to say.
Oh, thank you.
I can be nice to him.
For the benefit of anyone who are listening, I just gave Lydia a look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I saw a pig fly.
I can be kind to you. What did you do before the YMCA? So, talk us a bit about your journey before the YMCA.
Before the YMCA.
Back in the Stone Ages.
Back in the Stone Ages. Okay.
Close.
Yeah, close.
Yeah, I mean, just like none of it is written, so I can make it up in the Stone Ages, isn't it? So I was a chemical engineer in France, and I came to the UK to improve my English for initially 6 months. Went to Liverpool, and that was nearly 25 years ago. So yes, so I'm not very good apparently at keeping to a schedule. It seems.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what you did before you came here. What is it you actually do though whilst you're here?
Well, now in my job,
Yeah, what do you do now?
I really hope you know, Andy. But for your sake,
For the benefit of listeners and our watchers.
To be fair, I do think sometimes we're like, we know you do a lot, but we don't actually know what you do.
it is the frustrating role of managing is that there are a lot of things that go underneath writing policy, reviewing policy, updating paperwork, which just kind of means a lot for compliance, means a lot for all this kind of things, but actually it's very time consuming, annoying things to do. So my role currently is that I oversee all the Exeter housing projects. So that's the different stages, so different building that we have, St. David's, on St. David's Hill, in Newcourt, near IKEA, Sidwell's, Exwick, so we've got different type of properties, and I make sure that we follow legislation, laws, and I boss people around. And take the mick out of them. No, kidding.
Well, you don't. Yeah, I just like to clarify to our listeners, when you say boss people around, you don't boss them around in like a bossy, mean way.
You manage them.
You manage them and you direct them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just like so I don't have an HR problem. On this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Jeremy, can we just see you in our office for a second?
But I guess that's also what you meant by compliance, isn't it? All the kind of rules or regulations and things like that as well. What did you do before because you just spoke a lot about regulation, making sure that we kind of do what we are meant to be doing legally. What did you do within the YMCA before that?
I started as an assistant manager, and I had a caseload. I was basically a support worker with a little bit of management duty. And then the YMCA was very kind in putting me on a course, a master degree in housing. So that's where I just kind of learned about the law and the regulations. So that's how I came to just kind of go into that field and expanded my career in many ways. So I'm really happy because actually I realized that I quite like learning about laws and regulation and legislation, things that usually bores people. So it's great because I am not the kind of people that want to talk to many people in parties or go to parties in any way, shape or form. So I've got a subject of conversation that will scare people away.
Let's talk about housing law and legislation. Everyone just flees.
There we go.
What would you say is the most difficult thing in your job?
The most difficult things in my job is Andy Mackay.
I knew you were going to go there. It was either me or him. It was either what is the most difficult thing, either like specifically in your job or about your job?
For a long time, and it still is, the difficult part is to sign an eviction notice or termination of license and make someone homeless. That's quite a difficult thing to do because I don't want to put people back where in a situation where I'm trying to just kind of get them out of. So that's quite tough.
And just to clarify, when you say you're signing termination notices and eviction notices, there's normally a reason behind it in terms of they've done like a serious breach of the contract.
We are heavily regulated to just kind of come to that situations, and we can't do things just like that. It's very much like I make sure, and this is big part of my role, is I talked to coordinators of projects and we discuss very heavily on what have we done so far to avoid this from happening. Have we done everything that we can, and should we do more? It's just that can be quite difficult. Thankfully, we have put things in place to reduce that from happening. And even when someone is being asked to leave, 90% of the time it's, we are helping the person to move on. They're not going back on the street. It's just kind of, it's a very amiable thing. And we have had many situations where actually those people we evicted reapplied 6 months later and were successful in their stay with us at that time. It's just kind of, it's about being ready at that moment in time.
Sometimes, like we've talked about this, sometimes, them having that letter and being asked to leave is sometimes the wake-up call that a lot of, people that we've reached out to since leaving us said that they needed to make the changes that we were asking them to do whilst they were in our project, that they just weren't ready to make.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the best thing is I was part of the water polo team in Exeter, and when you were still at Pyramids, which is now closed. But I went one evening to just start my training, and there at the till was an ex-resident whom I had evicted. So I just kind of kept it on the down low when I was with my mates. But later on, I just kind of went to see him and just kind of said hello, and he was the manager of the swimming pool, and he was like, after I was evicted, I realized that I really needed to do something, otherwise it was just like the street, and he eventually became the manager of the swimming pool. So sometimes it's the wake-up call, not always, sadly, but it just proves that actually what we do is very much bringing a horse to the water, but we can't make it drink. The proverbial, very easy thing. And we're not forcing anyone to do this, but it's just like, at least they are there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And before we move on to the next question, which I have seen and I chuckled,
I'm not sure if we should do the next question.
Yeah, I was surprised that was in there.
Let's skip it.
What is it about?
I want to know that question.
Yeah, we'll tell you when the camera's not rolling. What is it about YMCA Exeter that you love so much? Because you've been here a long time, and you've been in various roles. Why have you, stayed? Because it is a long time, and it is quite rare in any organisation for someone to stay that long.
Are you asking, why are you still here?
Exactly. Why haven't you left? No, but what is it about YMCA that makes you want to stay? Because in other organisations, if people haven't progressed by a certain period of time, or after a period of time, they're like, oh, I'm ready for something new and want to move on. So why have you been with the YMCA for 20 years?
Nearly,
yeah, nearly 20 years. What is it about YMCA Exeter as an organisation that makes you want to stay?
Well, it's part of my community service. I should have my tag removed in about 250 years.
I thought that tag was removed.
No, they go back again.
Back again. Broke his probation.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, it has happened.
Just to clarify, we are joking.
Long, ongoing joke.
Yeah, ongoing inside joke. Serious answer, though.
Serious answer. I think for a long... Yeah, it's just... I am open to other jobs coming up if there were to be other opportunities, but
is this your application for a
please hire me? No.
If you're on LinkedIn, please ignore the last comment.
No, it's
that's a nice thing I've said about him.
I know, yeah.
There we are. It's just I'm not sure how to take this.
So yeah, you're open if the opportunity was to arise.
If doors were to open, I would go for it. But the reason I'm staying and it's also just where I would go is that I'm working for a Christian organization, and that's a massive thing for me. It's just being in a place where God is at the center of what we do, and the reason and the motive of what we do is very important for me. It's very interesting because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a chemical engineer. That has been what I wanted to do. I became one, and I just I was happy with it, but I knew that it didn't fulfill me.
Yeah.
And then when I started to do the job at the YMCA, I was like, I've landed. This is what I want to do. And it's just great to just kind of be able to influence so many lives and to put it back on track. And I think partly because I needed to be put back on track, and God did that for me when I was younger. And being able to just kind of be that positive influence in someone's life is very important for me. But yeah, it's just, I'm fully aware that I'm only an influence, I'm only a voice. It's just like, if people don't want to listen to me, people don't want to listen to me. That's okay. Now I'm far less involved in a day-to-day, in a face-to-face. I still have contact. I still want to talk to young people. I still want to do that. But just enabling other people who have the capacity and the heart to do that is very important. And meeting other Christians that have the same enthusiasm about changing the world is just, it's easy to just be overwhelmed by, oh, hang on a second, what can I do about the world? Well, just do it a minute at a time, like you walk, just a step at a time. Yes, it's just, I remember a friend of mine asking me, it's just like, are you going back to France to just, do this? And I said, I might at some point go back to France to do evangelism, to lead a church, whatever, or to do what I'm doing now, but in France. But while I'm here, I might as well make the most of it. I might as well just kind of change the world around me. And yeah, it's just, I think that we can make big political statements, but we also need people to make to influence people for the better. And what better than the people that need it the most?
What's been the most random thing? It's like that moment that you're allowed to talk about, which you can look back on and go, oh my days, I did that?
Or I think the most, because on our contract, and I was reminded several times when I was asked to do very random things, that our contract stipulates there is anything else that your line manager deems relevant for the role or something like that. So one day I had to help, I had to lure from a rope someone on the roof of the YMCA, just like so that they could inspect a gutter.
Okay, so they were meant to be on the roof. Okay, I was wondering where this was going.
So basically I was, so we have an attic, so out of the window, we had a maintenance person at the time, and it's just like we needed to inspect, and the only way was just kind of to either hire a pickup truck to just kind of cherry pick a cherry
picker or physically lower it
I was thinking, what's a pickup truck?
No.
Cherry picker.
But that was quite expensive, and I used to climb the time. I had the ropes, I had the stuff, so I was like, oh cool, you can abseil down and I'll just kind of belay you down. So that's what I did. Relatively random for the role that I have.
When you were talking about this, it's like, is this a story we can use that someone was on the roof?
No, they were meant to be, they were asked to be, but it's just like, so someone just kind of decided, Jeremy, I trust Jeremy enough to be attached to a rope so that I'll jump out of the window. And literally he did, without a moment of thinking.
And this person,
trust right there.
No.
Important question. This person's okay, right?
Dead. No kidding.
Next question is, you've been working at the YMCA a very long time.
Yeah.
And you've worked with many different staff members during your time. Who's your favourite?
But
But no one can see, if the listeners, I'm pointing at myself going, me.
Who's my favourite?
I think Lydia needs you to say her.
No, I know it's not me.
Let's just say her and get it.
No, he would never do that.
I think I loathe everyone the same.
Great.
That is a very honest answer.
And I just feel very deflated now.
That backfired enough.
Yeah, it did.
All right, I'm going to try and bring some order.
Back to the podcast.
What's been your proudest moment?
And just to narrow it down, we're talking about at the YMCA in Exeter.
Yes.
Because
My proudest
moment would be 100% his wife and his children. Let's be honest.
Yeah, just like
Within the YMCA.
Within the context.
with the context of YMCA.
Should we give a shout out to Miriam, his wife? Hi, Miriam. Hi.
I promised I didn't swear.
He did. I edited it out.
I mean, it's quite hard to. It's not my proudest moment. I didn't do anything. It's just like I've seen people's life changed, and I remember this guy who was rough sleeping, and he went to Gabriel House, which is quite a high support place, and usually they will take people, or they used to at the time certainly take people that were still on using Class A drug. And he decided when he was at Gabriel House that he had enough, and that he needed to better his life. So he had created a plan, which was 6 months at Gabriel House to get clean, and then he wanted to come to the YMCA because he heard good stuff about it, and then he would stay 6 months and then learn to be a chef, and then just or start in the kitchen and just kind of learn to be a chef. That was his ambition, and he did it. He did exactly that. He was relatively rough. He was just quite blunt in his talk, but he had the motivation, and to be part of that journey, to just kind of I was a support worker, but to just kind of if I had only witnessed that, just that was, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I'm here. I'm proud to be here. It's just like those are those moments. It's just like I'm not proud of having done anything specifically. I'm just proud to be in a moment, to be in the place where I can witness drastic and positive change in people's life.
100%. Yeah, I think that's I think that's right. Like, it's more about being proud of the individual rather than proud about your, because like you said, you're just there. If they listen to your advice, they listen to your advice, but it is down to that individual to make that change, which is the hardest thing for them to do. And that's what I say to a lot of our alumni that message me saying thank you for this, thank you for that, and I'm just saying, you did all the hard work. It was just an honor and a privilege to witness that journey, and just say, I had a small influence, a very small influence over the journey that you took. So no, I'd agree with that. As an organisation then, YMCA Exeter, because you've seen a lot of change happen, we've talked about this with the CEOs in terms of we've grown quite quickly in a short space of time. As an organisation, what are you the proudest of as an organisation that we've done, that you've witnessed that we've done as an organisation?
I think it's keeping true to our faith. It's keeping true to our value. It's just like, we can measure success in different ways with different tape measure. It's just like, and some people will just kind of say, oh yeah, but how much money do you make, and how much? It's just like, and what I love with the CEOs is it's not about the money. It's just yes, we need to be financially viable. There is all that aspect of it, and there is all the other, how many projects you do, how many people you have helped, and blah blah blah. It's just like, those are good numbers, those are interesting numbers, but why we do what we do. And that is the most important part, is just like, that has not been diluted. One of the things that, while you were talking, I was just kind of reminded as well. It's just like, I'm also really proud of the team that we have been able to build together. Just like, I've interviewed some amazing people, but out of those people that we have interviewed, we have managed to get the best for what we do, and those people have not denature what we have what we are. It's just like, we are a Christian organization and we are very proud of it. And we are Christian people working in this environment for the sheer reason because God loves the world. It's just that is it. And we want to give that compassion and that passion and that love for people. We want to just kind of get it out.
Yeah.
And that's what we do, and we do well.
Nice.
You can ask the next one.
So, back in the day, you were known for playing pool with residents, particularly at our main site. I've been asked, are you still good at playing pool?
I haven't played pool for a while.
So no.
Well,
When he says a while, there was like a pool tournament not that long ago,
yeah.
and you won.
I
Rolling my eyes.
I
It was
did.
with residents.
I did. But technically, I didn't play for myself. I played for Peter Bollum, who had to take a phone call. I happened to be in a room, and he handed me the key, and asked me to just kind of play a few balls for him. It happened to be a few frames, and I took him to the final. But I am banned from playing in tournament. And
Yeah, I have banter. I kept saying to Peter Bonham, I was like, I've told you, we've banned Jeremy from playing pool tournaments with the residents because Jeremy wins all the time. And it's like, we want the residents to win.
Indeed, but
I'm hearing that you're still quite good then.
I used to be. I don't think I am as good as I used to be. I think I will need to practice more.
Jeremy is one of these annoying people that I don't think I'll encounter anyone as annoying as Jeremy in my lifetime, just in general. But no,
It's just annoying. That's
just annoying.
Let's finish this statement there. He's just annoying,
It's just
man.
annoying. No, but he's one of those annoying people, and I don't think anyone else will be able to top it in terms of whatever Jeremy does. He's flipping good at it.
That is not true.
Oh, to be fair, I have watched you play bowling.
I am terrible.
And that made me feel so good.
I am useless at bowling. I am useless at quite a lot of things.
Yeah. That did make me feel good about that. But in general,
And he got what, 150, 200?
I think I beat him.
Yeah, no, I am. When I
He
say
came
I'm
last.
terrible, I am flipping terrible.
And it was bless him. He was trying his hardest.
Yeah. It just didn't work. Didn't work out that day.
And that restored my faith that he's human. But yeah, no, he is still good at pool, but he is now banned from tournaments, from residents.
When I said I played water polo, I wasn't playing very well. The thing is, I have decided a long time ago that if I enjoy something, I will do it, because so many people do something because they are good at it, and they might like it, but they like it because they're good at it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of think that's rubbish. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it would stop us from doing so many things just because we're rubbish and then we should stop doing it. And I'm like, well, I really enjoy swimming. I really enjoy water polo. I'm not good at it at all. And I was playing with, it's just like most of the team were just guys who'd done it from the age of 14, played for Great Britain or Wales or Spain or whatever. And, they were flipping good players, but I enjoyed being with them. I enjoyed just kind of the fitness. I enjoyed those things. So, I think it's just like, it's the same for support. It's just like, you don't have to be great at finance to enjoy just kind of managing your money well. It's just like, just enjoy the moment, enjoy the little things. You don't have to be great at it.
I think that's really good advice, because I think as young people, especially at school, you're told to get the best grades. If you're in a team, it's to win cups and stuff. I remember doing sports when I was young, and it was like, if you weren't any good, they didn't want you to be part of it. And I used to enjoy netball and rounders, but because I wasn't any good, didn't get to kind of participate in it. So no, I think that's really good advice.
What's your point of view on AI, and what does the future of that look like to you?
Wow.
Oh, I'm calling you Andy, sorry. That's what I think of AI.
Wow. Possibly that.
Possibly that. What I think of AI? I think AI is a fantastic tool that just really help us to do things much quicker and relatively accurately. I was talking about it to a member of my family the other day, and they were like, "Oh yeah." I just kind of quite scared conversation from her. I was like, "This is very, just like AI taking the world and stuff like that." It's just like, well, the 60s, 70s, and all the automation that we have, and even the invention of the Hoover that we have in our house, are all to help us in the chore that we have. The washing machine, it's just like great invention. I don't have to go to the river anymore with some soap and a grid to just kind of wash my clothes for the entire afternoon. I can put it in the washing machine, and an hour and a half later I take it out and hang it. Just like if I've got a wash dryer, it's even better. It dries itself.
Yeah.
But all those things are to make our life easier.
Yeah.
And we have improved technology in order to do that. And the idea is the idea at the very beginning of that was to create an utopia where eventually we would not have to work anymore. We just would be the recipient. Everything with society-wise would be free because it would not be done by human people. It would be done by automated means. Well, that's what AI is. So are we no longer wanting to go toward that utopia? I mean, do I want that utopia? No, I actually, there are things that I don't think robot can do, and I think support work and the work that we do is not something that will be easily replaced by AI or whatever. However, it's just I embrace things that makes my life easier. I embrace the fact that I've got a phone in my pocket that is a mini computer that just kind of, if I want any information, I can type it straight away. I don't have to go to the library anymore to get the information that I need. So in that way, AI is great. I think people are quite fearful because in the process of getting to a place, people are going to lose their employment. People are going to lose their jobs or will have to retrain to do something else. And that is terrible. That is really, really tough. But, it's how society evolves in many ways. And just like, it's not great. But every advancement will have its negative things. But the other day, I was hearing this fantastic thing. So we have a problem with plastic bags. And we also have a problem with headaches and pain from time to time. It's just like, so this guy, with the help of AI a little bit, managed to create a system where he would use plastic bag to make paracetamol. Because paracetamol are carbon based. This is the chemistry coming out of here, but they are carbon based. So you just like use kind of for petroleum products basically to make paracetamol. That's what it is about. Aspirin is from tree barks, but paracetamol is just kind of this weird thing that was invented. Plastic is made of carbon as well. So if you just so I think they used is it salmonella? Is one of those things that they use the husk of a salmonella. I think it's salmonella.
What, the illness that you can get from?
Yeah. So there are a lot of, in biochemistry, you use a lot of husk of viruses because they are great. Viruses are fantastic at getting where they need to be. That's why they are so annoying. But so, for example, for cancer patients, now they are using viruses, husk of viruses. So they remove the bit that hurts you, and they just kind of put the medication in it, and it just goes directly to the place where the cancer is, and the medication is transported directly where it should be, rather than anywhere else. So and that's. So those things are used quite a lot in biochemistry, and in this case it is used as well. And what is great is that this process is done at room temperature, so you don't need to heat it. So it's just like, it's not only are you recycling plastic bags, but you're doing that. This is how AI is an automation and all this technology, the advancements of technology is helping us in our society, and yet it will have negative impact. The plastic bag was a great innovation, but has a negative impact now, and we need to do something about it. But what is great with humanity is that we are creating solutions for the problem that we had created, the collateral problem that we created in the past.
Yeah.
So.
I think, it's a good points you've made. And I think I was talking to a colleague about it the other day, and they were like, pretty sure people were wary of the internet when that came about, and things like that. So it would be interesting to see where AI dyslexia coming in. AI comes in, like where it goes in the future and the possibilities with it.
Well, I remember ish is that when so I remember reading about this comments that were made about, it's just like our youth doing this is just they're spending time doing this, and it just kind of stop their imagination, and while they're doing this they're not going outside playing and things like that, and they're not talking to their parents anymore, and they are going to their rooms and they are closing the door, and they are just so engrossed in that thing. Do you know what that thing is?
Radio?
So that was not the radio. You're
TV?
closer. So books.
Oh
wow.
So when books were introduced to the masses, that was the argument against people reading and young people reading.
Wow. I would say it enhances the imagination.
Exactly. But the thing is just like...
It's the unknown, isn't it?
The same argument were used for computer games and things like that in a few, not so long ago. And I think we are scared of innovation, and perhaps we should. And I'm glad that some people are, because there are rules that are going to be made to protect us.
Yeah.
But in the same way, it's just like, let's see. Let's explore together.
No.
Amazing.
100%. So you've been involved with supporting people and managing support workers quite a while. What do you feel is the biggest challenge for young people at the moment?
At the moment, currently.
So it's not an easy question. It's quite a big question.
No, it was a big question. I can go so many ways. I think, it's so vast, isn't it? It's just like, and depending on what it is, I think disinformation is a big thing.
Yeah.
That and the AI and internet are very bad for this, because you can go to AI and it will make up an answer if it doesn't know it, or and depending what AI you use, it just will make it up. And AI can be used to just kind of create images very relatively quickly that seem so real, and yet they are not. The internet is not, it's just like, depending on what you researched before will give you the answer that they feel you need or what you want. So if you want, if you are into drugs, it will just kind of enhance this kind of research there, and it will just kind of talk about the benefits of it, rather than having a more objective judgment on it. So those are probably the biggest issues, and I think education in the UK is not catching up, is not helping kids to be able to do research properly. And it's only at university level really that you do, but actually those things can be taught, those skills can be taught before, where what's the source, what's this come from, and as such people are led to very weird thoughts pattern, just kind of, so discrimination can come into it, and just kind of and false belief about illness and how you catch illness, how you cure illnesses, and things like that. So I think that's probably one of the biggest challenge. It's not so much was, support worker will have to just kind of challenge the ideas and the discrimination ideal that some of the young people that we work with have. But it's just that I would say that is.
Yeah, no, I think that is good. And we've talked about kind of mindful social media and media consumption of being like, everyone, especially I think on Instagram, any social media, everyone's their own
any
expert,
social media is primed to kind of give you the information that it thinks that you want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and I
the other day, you just kind of sent me a video or just kind of talked to me about, okay, this video is just like they put some toothpaste around an eggshell and the eggshell just disappears and it makes it kind of all gooey and rubbery. Is that true? And
the reason I asked you is because obviously I know of your chemistry background.
Chemical background. And it's just like, and I'm like taken out cold, and I was like trying to just kind of remember what, how toothpaste is made and what is in toothpaste and stuff like that, and what is the shell of an egg made of, and blah 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 blah. And it was like, no, it's not true. It's just exactly, but and actually, you will find people who would say, no, it's not true. But the video is so compelling, isn't it? It's just
and because I was playing it in front of the team, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing that this does this, and it's a free thing you can do with your kids. And then I was like, hang on a minute. I just want to double check before I make an idiot of myself and buy some toothpaste and an egg and try it. I was like, I'll ask someone.
Proud of you.
Thanks. I'll ask someone that has some kind of background expert in kind of whether that would work. And then I was very disappointed that it wouldn't, but I'm glad I didn't make a fool out of myself. So
if you want to take away the shell of an egg without much stuff, vinegar would probably going to be the best thing, but you won't transform the inside into a rubbery texture,
clear liquid. So same question again, but what's the biggest challenge for support workers, do you think, currently when working with young people?
Support worker in general, or support worker at the YMCA?
In general.
I think it's becoming numb to the pain of the world. It's just like, because we want to, we don't want, it's quite hard to feel, isn't it? It's just like, we hear the trauma of so many people. And one way to deal with it would be to just kind of create a wall where we don't feel anything anymore. But actually, no.
Yes, Jeremy. I'm joking.
That's why I'm not a support worker anymore. No, I'm kidding. But I think one needs to create some ways to protect yourself from it. But what is far more important is just not become numb to the pain
and desensitized to it.
It's just like, yes, abuse happen and it's terrible, and I would love for it to stop. But at this moment in time, I'm working with this person, and we need to be sensitive, sensible, and but we need to create a resilience, and that resilience is quite hard to build. And people, by feeling too much, get burnt out, or by not feeling enough, just don't care anymore, which is a shame. And that I think is the biggest challenge. It always has been, and I think will always be. But we can put things in place to alleviate that a little bit.
Yeah, good answer.
Whoa.
Let's lighten the mood, because I want to ask the question that we said that we were going to ask him as like a ha kind of question.
Well, is it another one of who's your favourite?
No. If you could be an animal, or if you were an animal.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah, if you're an animal, what animal would you be?
A cockroach.
Really?
Yeah, survives nuclear things, could survive anything. I mean, it's just like, you stomp on it, still alive. It's just like,
there you go.
Okay.
It eats anything. It's just like,
Jeremy's a cockroach.
I don't care about the implication of cockroaches. I know that it's just like, but as an animal, flipping heck, man, it's just like, it's almost unkillable. Anything. It's just like,
it's like the whole.
I love how Jeremy's really thought about this. He was so quick with the answer. And there's me. It's like,
you it.
I know. And you like ask me like, if you're an animal, what animal would you be? A dolphin, because they're so smart and they look so lovely. And they
dolphin,
can swim.
cockroach.
What would you be, Andy?
Cockroach, because it will.
It's indestructible.
I mean, let's face it.
That's a good answer.
I've been sold on the cockroach.
Yeah. We were going to ask you to do a sound effect of that animal, but I don't know what a sound effect of a cockroach would be. What advice would you, now that you are now, what advice would you give your younger self looking back? at your journey to where you are now and who you are now?
Do you know what? It's very interesting. I have been wondering what I would do differently in my life.
Okay.
But if anything I would do different, I would not end up where I am. So yes, there are things that I wish I had done differently, but as soon as I change them, then I am not who I am anymore. It's just like I am. Am I proud of who I am? I think proud is a weird word. I am really happy with who I am. It's just like, am I perfect? Certainly not. You know, it's just like,
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure your wife can as well.
I'm sure. I am sure. Certain. However, it's just like. It's my history, is my scars, is my hurt, is my trauma that makes me who I am now, and God, you know, it's just like I have chosen God. I don't think any of the stuff that I regret having done would, if I hadn't done it, wouldn't have led me to accepting God in my life, which was the best decision I've ever made. And it's just like, since then I've made other decisions that are not so great, and some other decisions that are already great, but it's just like, I don't feel that we should live in a regrets. We should just kind of, you know, I had tough times, I had great times. It's just like, I wish my parents were different. I wish my parents were the same. You know, it's just like, we could always have this. And, you know, I am not saying that, you know, we should embrace all the awful abuse and stuff like that we have had in our past. No, it's just like, I wish that I could take away that from people. But we live in the now.
Yeah.
We live in the now, and we need to live in the now, and we need to just kind of, okay, I am who I am, with my fear, with my, you know, what I'm good at, what I'm bad at, what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy, because of my past. How I will go and move on and look forward. So that's
Great.
it. So I wouldn't change anything.
I think you've offered great insight and wisdom that I think a lot of our young people and our listeners will appreciate. It's been deeper than I thought it would be, but it's Jeremy. I should have known it would get deep, meaningful, but it's great. So thank you for your time. I know you're exceptionally busy, so I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come and chat rubbish with us.
Thank you.
Well, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Any day to take rubbish.
Talk rubbish
all day.
Wow, that guy can talk, huh? Wow. Probably one of our longer episodes, but I found it interesting, and I think some really insightful words of wisdom that he gave us. So hopefully you guys listening or watching thoroughly enjoyed it.
I definitely enjoyed kind of listening to it back whilst editing it down. In that, I felt there were definite moments where he almost came across as being quite wise.
Oh no, don't tell him that. It will go to his head.
Oh no. But anyway, thank you for listening and or watching What's for Tea. Please don't forget to subscribe to us on your favourite podcast provider, or find us on the YMCA Exeter YouTube channel. Until next time, take care.
We'll see you in the next season. Bye!